What's up, guys? Shuckle King for my Week 9 matchup for MLBA versus Het, coach of the Portland Trailblazers and commissioner of this league. I am currently 7-0, and he is 5-3. Now, I am 7-0 because I did not play my Week 8 battle yet. Apparently, my opponent was on vacation, and I still haven't heard back from them yet, so it's weird. I don't know why that's been the case, but regardless, we're here for Week 9. It's all cool. I'll be posting more videos in the next couple days, as I will be in the Token Minorities March Madness tournament, so I'll be posting my team builder there in the next couple days. I'll be having my pool matches for the All-Star Division on Friday, so that's pretty exciting here. Anyway, as you can see in the corner there, the team I am facing has two major threats, which are Deoxic Speed and Blaziken. The combination of those two are about 40-45% of his total point value, and he still has pretty decent stuff. As you can see, he has Mega Aggron, Gliscor, Dragonite, Alolan Persian, Toxapex, Slurpuff, Minun, Spinda, and Apom. Yeah, I considered picking Deoxic Speed with my first pick, or even my second pick. I really wanted it. But I decided to go with Landorus instead just because of the points for Deoxys are a lot more than for Landorus. But Deoxys is so good just because of how fast it is. It can easily run like max bulk and not have to worry about speed and still outrun like a lot of Scarfers, let alone normal Pokemon would outscarf with max speed. Blaziken is really cool because it has speed boost. It cannot speed pass in this league, however, anything else can pass speed except for Blaziken. So that nerfs it a little bit, but it's still terrifying. And Mega Aggron does pretty well against my team. I do have Mega Galley that can handle it very well in Land OI, but outside of those two, I can't really do a whole lot to it. The rest of his team I feel like I can take on pretty well. Gliscor and Dragonite are pretty threatening, but they're both weak to Ice. Which is a pretty big problem. I can easily run in Power Ice and stuff to knock them out or do a ton of damage to them. So the three Pokemon I feel like have the best matchup first. I feel like Linoone can win if Mega Aggron doesn't come, then Linoone just wins. But if I can weaken it to like 50% or so, then I should be in pretty good shape there. Next, Thundy T actually does pretty well. It weakens all the threats to a Linoone like Toxapex, Mega Aggron if I have Focus Blast for it, maybe like a defensive Gliscor I can hit with a Hidden Power Ice. So Thundy T works pretty well to break down Linoone's counters. And Naganadel, of course, I still have that on my team. He does have a couple answers to it, being Deoxic Speed outspeeds it. He can even run Choice Scarf, I suppose, to outspeed it if I get a +1 speed boost. Mega Aggron takes it in very well, unless if I run like a Fire EMZ Fire Blast at +2. And like a special defensive Gliscor can also handle this pretty well if I don't run Hidden Power Ice or if I don't have Draconium Z at +2. And all those Pokemon can knock me out in return with one hit. So the team that I brought, first I have Linoone, very standard spread, Belly Drum E-Speed, Stomping Tantrum, return. Stomping Tantrum to hit the Mega Aggron, return to do, I think it kills Toxapex if it's max defensive. I think Extreme Speed doesn't knock it out, or it's not guaranteed to knock it out. That's why I have return there. I didn't really need any other coverage move. Next I got my Thundurus Therian. Focus Blast, Volt Switch, Hidden Power Ice, and Psychic. Focus Blast is to hit the Mega Aggron. Volt Switch is my Electric Stab. Hidden Power Ice to hit the Gliscor Dragonite. Psychic is there to hit the Blaziken. The speed allows me, what's it, 319 should allow me to outspeed, I don't remember, a Gliscor. So it lets me outspeed a max speed Gliscor, which I doubt he'd bring, but it's something he could, so I want to be prepared for that just in case. It also outspeeds Minun, if he does decide to bring that. Next I have Naganadel, a little bit different. I didn't bring the same set this week as I usually do. Sludge Wave, Draco Meteor, Fire Blast, and Substitute instead of Nasty Plot. I figured if I get a Substitute up, I can get a speed boost, or Deoxic Speed cannot knock me out and defeat me 1v1 because I'll have a Substitute up. I can click Z Draco on that and kill it. If the Mega Aggron is his answer, I can get a nice chip off, a Fire Blast before he takes out my sub or roars me out, and then Linoone should come in and sweep later on. I handle Gliscor pretty well because Z Draco plus Draco should easily knock it out. The speed allows me to outspeed a Deoxic speed if I get a +1 speed boost with Beast Boost and a rest in special attack and a little bit in defense. Just because I figured I might take like a high jump kick or flare blitz from Blaziken, or so I want to have as high of defensive stat as possible. I don't plan on taking special attacks too much. Next I have Bodyguard, the Landorus, Yachi Berry because it's my ice resist this week. Earth Power, Hidden Power Ice, Sludge Wave knockoff. This allows me to outspeed Dragonite because I don't think he's going to be running a Dragonite with more speed than this. And I can knock it out with Hidden Power Ice, same to the Gliscor. Earth Power destroys the Mega Aggron and the Blaziken. Sludge Wave is to hit the Slurpuff. And knockoff, I guess to knock off an item from Deoxys Speed. I really don't need knockoff for the most part this week, but I needed a fourth move. I guess I could have put in Defog there instead. Next I have Mew, Salac Berry with a lot of bulk, max attack and a little bit of speed. That allowed me to outspeed a Blaziken even if it gets a +1 speed boost. Sword Stance, Low Kick to destroy the Mega Aggron. Send Headbutt to hit the Toxapex. Ice Punch to hit the Gliscor and the Dragonite. I don't do a ton of damage to Deoxic Speed, but I'm okay with that. I have other ways to deal with it. And the last Pokemon I have is Jerome Bettis, a Skarmory. Jerome Bettis is going to be a little fast this week, maybe. Deuce Staley is the better nickname, I guess. He wasn't that fast, even though. But Stealth Rock Spikes, Taunt Brave Bird. Standard, like, fast lead set. Try to get as many hazards up as possible and prevent my opponent from getting rocks up. His defog options are Blaziken or Gliscor or Dragonite. So, and Rapid Spin Spinda could come too. I would really expect the Gliscor with defog out of those options. And I feel like with Taunt, I should be able to outspeed it, and the rest of my team pressures it. Gliscor very well initially, I guess, except for Lanoon, but I'll be able to set up on it, obviously. So that's my team. Let's see how well it does in the match. Alright, as we can see from his team here, he does not bring Gliscor. Which is very nice for my Skarmory to set up a ton of hazards. He did bring other options to remove hazards, like a Spinda with Rapid Spin, or a Defog Blaziken, or Defog Dragonite, but they're going to be pretty hard-pressed to get rid of my hazards with Skarmory out there. Mega Aggron is annoying, but I have ways to handle it. He did not bring the Toxapeck or the Alola Persian, which is cool. Spin and Apom were definitely not things I expected at all. So we'll see how to play around them. I did prep for them, though it's not too hard to prep for those mons, just because it kind of falls into place based on the other mons on his team that I could prep for. His responses to Landorus are basically non-existent. If I get rocks up, Dragonite is not a reliable response to Landorus. And I have Yachi Berry in case like Deoxys is like a max special attack Ice Beam set. So I'm going to go with my game plan, lead with Skarmory to get my rocks up. He's going to lead with Aggron. I'm assuming he's also going to try to get rocks up. So I'm going to taunt turn 1 here to not let that happen. And he does go for rocks, which is nice, so I can get my rocks up and get as many layers of spikes as possible. This Fire Punch damage shows that he has a max attack spread, so that's good to know. I can get another spike, a spike up and die to the Fire Punch, which is fine there. I don't want him to get rocks up if possible, so I'm going to go into my Landorus, which can easily knock it out, and he has no switch-ins to this, unless he has like an air balloon on something, which honestly I wouldn't be surprised if he did, just because of how weak his team is to Landorus, and I'm okay with this. So he goes into Dragonite, which is fine, Earth Power, and I can just easily knock it out with a Hidden Power Ice here. It wasn't Yachi Berry or anything, so that's cool. I don't know if he was like Charty Berry or something to predict like a Rock Slide, but Hidden Power Ice was definitely the way to go because he had that and Gliscor on his team. Now, with the bulk I had with Landorus, I have a very good... Actually, I do 100% live a Flare Blitz from full from non-boosted Blaziken. If he's like, I guess like Flame Plate or Life Orb or Choice Banded, he'd be able to knock me out with Flare Blitz. But I'm pretty comfortable living any one hit, and if he's like a random max special attack with Hidden Power Ice, I can live that too. That's my Yachi Berry, so I'm going to just stay in here and knock out his Blaziken. He goes for the Protect, which is a good play to get the speed boost, but I'm going to hit Earth Power and kill him, and he decides to go for the Defog. And now I'm perfectly okay with this trade. just because Blaziken is such a big threat, especially with a couple of speed boosts there. The hazards were able to kill off the Dragonite essentially, so I am definitely okay with this. It would be nice to chip down the Mega Aggron a little bit, so that way my Linoone can sweep late game, but I feel like I can handle it. There's also a good chance that like his A-Palm or his Spinda could be Focus Sash, so I just got to watch out for that later on. He goes into his Deoxys, and I expect him to be max special attack with Ice Beam, so I'm going to go right for the Earth Power here and try to get as much damage as possible. And I outspeed here, which is weird, but he decides to go for the Trick Room, which is a very interesting set there with Deoxys speed, but I'm definitely okay with this. He is like a max HP set, which is not surprising at all with a Trick Room set. And then he goes for the Psychic and outspeeds me. So that's showing he's like a, maybe it's like Lagging Tail or Iron Bulb set. There's some item that allows you to always go last, which means you'll always go first in Trick Room. But I do just knock it out. He didn't even go for the Ice Beam there, which is very cool. But Mega Aggron comes in, and I don't have my Skarmory anymore. I really don't have any defensive answers to this mon. So I have to figure out what the most expendable member to my team is. And right now, I think it's Mew. I mean, I'm in pretty good shape to win this game. I just got to make sure my Landorus is healthy to want to KO the Aggron, and I'll be okay. So I'm going to sack off my Mew here. He does go for the Heavy Slam, do enough damage to where he can 2-hit KO me. And I'm fine with this. I'm going to sack off my Linoone next, because I feel like that's the second least threatening thing on his, or the second least useful member on my team right now. He goes for the Heavy Slam and gets a min roll. I think he had like a 2/3 or 3/4 chance to knock me out with Heavy Slam, so he got a pretty low, if not the min roll. So I am able to live this. And I can go for a Belly Drum here. This also allows me to burn and do a ton of damage with Stomping Tantrum on him, to where like a Focus Blast from Thundurus would easily knock it out. Fire Blast from Naganadel will knock it out. Earth Power is going to knock it out. So I felt like this didn't really make any difference in the match, this damage here, but it's still very nice to get. I can constantly Earth Power here, and I should be able to win the game here. He goes into Spinda, Earth Power, and I do not able to knock it out. I got a very, very low roll there, and he goes for the Trick Room. I feel like I'm still in pretty good shape here, because I don't think Spinda's going to be able to do a whole lot. It's not going to be able to knock me out, unless because I have the Ice Punch. If he has Ice Punch, I have a Yachi Berry to take it on. So here I go for the Hidden Power Ice just to knock out the Spinda. And on the off chance that A-Palm is like an air balloon set, because he's shown nothing that can handle this Landorus on his team right now. So he does go right in an A-Palm, and I go for the Hidden Power. I guess if I gone for Earth Power, I would have knocked it out. So that was an interesting play there. So he's going to Fake Out, which basically seals me to win right there, just because even if he can knock out my Landorus and then whatever next mon he wants to, I am able to clean up with the last mon on my team, so I'm going to win at least 1-0 in this matchup. So you go for the Tail Slap, and A-Palm does kill my Landorus, which is cool to say. But I go into my Thundurus, he goes for a Z move, and I am able to live it because it is an A-Palm, so I'm able to Volt Switch out, go to my Naganadel, try to rack up some stats with that, and get another kill this season. So good game, Hat. Some pretty funny sets you brought there, and you did pretty well with the team that you brought. So make sure you like, comment on this video, subscribe if you enjoy my content. I'll be posting a lot more videos in the next couple weeks. But until next time, later, guys.